Bruce has infiltrated Arc M and has run into the absolute Mr. Freeze. Can he escape this situation he's got himself in? Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go out and add to your collection. Today, we continue Absolute Batman with issue number 8 by Scott Snyder. I hope you enjoy. The fingers tighten on his ankle as Victor Freeze drags Bruce down the corridor. Bruce tries to open his eyes, but the lids feel heavy and they close again. Memories flash before him, standing in the snow with his friends at the Matches Memorial. Bruce has turned away, prepared to continue the mission alone. But Whan puts a hand on his shoulder. "Don't you even think about running, Bruce. There's no getting out of this one," Whan warned him. Freeze rounds the corner and drags Bruce into the main chamber. He stops and turns back. "All right, Mr. Pennyworth, or whatever your name is, let's get you ready," Freeze says as he leans forward. Bruce's hand snaps up and grabs him by the throat, but the hero is too weak, and Freeze smiles as he gently moves it away. "Shh, easy now, easy," he whispers. When Bruce awakens again, he is strapped inside one of the stasis tubes. Victor stands nearby, connecting the machine to the system. "Ah, good! I hope you enjoyed your rest. There won't be any sleeping in the ice after all. The pain won't let you," he says as he turns his blood-red eyes back towards Bruce. He motions to the other stasis tubes in the chamber, explaining that each is filled with the elite of Gotham, who hoped the ice could save them from the sin and pain of their lives, hoping that everything would be fixed or forgiven on the other end. "But the ice isn't salvation. It's the memory of all we want to forget. It's vengeance," Freeze whispers as he flips the switch. Bruce glances up as the system begins to activate, and freezing cold liquid begins to pour into his tube. The liquid begins to hit his skin, and he lets out a cry of pain as his skin begins to feel like it's burning. Victor nods in satisfaction and turns away, explaining that the liquid is so cold that the hypothermia taking over Bruce's body scrambles the nerves and makes it feel like burning. "It's why people freeze to death to remove their clothes. Don't worry. Soon the suffering will pass beyond hot or cold," he says as he walks towards the door. He stops as he turns off the chamber lights, leaving Bruce shadowed in the darkness. "All you'll want is death for the first 30 years or so, but hopefully, like me, you'll come to accept it and even love it. The pain," Victor calls before leaving. Bathed in darkness, more memories flash before his eyes. He stands in the alley with his friends and shrugs off Wayland's hand. "Don't make me hurt you," Bruce snaps at him. But the others have gathered now, and Wayland is angrily pointing at him. "If you leave now, you're no better than Matches," Wayland snaps. "You'll be a coward, and Batman will be too," Wayland continues as Bruce stares at him in shock. Anger flashes across Bruce's face, and he rushes at Wayland, slamming into him hard. Bruce opens his eyes wide in the stasis tank. He can see the past, images of the city, of his childhood, the man who shot his father. Every cell in his body shrieks in pain. His mind is in agony. Wayland whirled on him, and Bruce punched him in the face. He went for another blow, but Wayland ducks under it and hits Bruce in the chin, forcing him back. "Ozzy told us how you went after Black Mask, jumping on that boat with no way off. That was a suicide mission, Bruce, just like this one," Wayland snaps as he kicks out and hits Bruce in the stomach, knocking him to the ground. Wayland stands over him, his friends all around. Just like every dare that Matches ever took. Because he always felt guilty. Always felt like it was his fault. Being the last one in the door that day. Your father going back for him at the zoo, Wayland says. Bruce glares at him, but Wayland shakes his head and holds out a hand for his friend. Just like you always felt guilty, because it was you who got us on the trip to the zoo. All those years, Matches let it eat him up inside, man, until he was nothing. But you're not there, are you? Wayland asked. The anger fell out of Bruce, and he reached up for his friend's hand, allowing Wayland to pull him up. We're not done yet, man. Come on, get up, Wayland tells him with a smile. Bruce opens his eyes in the tank. He flexes his finger, and the cast he's worn breaks apart, revealing the Batarang launcher that he built. The tank is almost full now, and he flexes again and it fires. The Batarang shoots out and hits the glass, cracking it. Another fire, another crack. One last round. Bruce flexes and it flies. Nearby, Freeze is leaning over his console. How? His employer asks over a speaker. Victor looks at the readouts on the screen, explaining that it is a bacterium that died off 100,000 years ago. My snowfall? The markers in the crystals. Anyone whose skin touched it should already be fully readable to you, he whispers. There's a short pause before the answer. Well done. I'm looking at over 92% of Gotham's genetic profiles. Anyone give you trouble over the Malone man? The voice asks. But Victor smiles and shakes his head. No one worth mentioning. He was a nobody. I don't expect anyone else to come knocking, he says. But suddenly, the door to the office bursts in behind him. Victor whirls as Batman stomps through the door. Batman? Ha! What are you doing here? Freeze laughs. But Batman just smiles as he holds up his gauntlet, showing the flamethrower attached. I heard you like pain, he hisses as he activates the flame. Freeze lets out an inhuman hiss and launches forward, stretching his impossibly long limbs and reaching for the Dark Knight. But Batman steps back and brings the torch to the man's face, pushing him back with a howl of pain. Bruce is moving slowly. His blood is like sludge in his veins, and he's fighting the urge to shiver. He lashes out with his cape tendrils, but Freeze is impossibly fast, his limbs sliding through the attack as he leaps to the ceiling. He grabs Batman by the face and slams him hard into the wall, cracking the concrete. Batman shakes his head as he struggles to his feet. Ugh! That all you got? He grunts. But Freeze is already heading back to his console, tapping a few buttons, and he turns with a smile and motions to the stasis tanks in the chamber. Nice! Seems you love pain too. You're in good company here. See? Freeze hisses as the tanks begin to open, revealing the shriveled blue bodies of the elite who chose to freeze themselves. The strange creatures rush at Batman, howling as they reach for him. Batman's eyes widen in horror, but he has no choice but to fight back, slamming his fist into the brittle things that were once human. But there are too many, and they begin to overwhelm him, threatening to pull his body apart. They claw at his face, and just past the horde of monsters, he can see Freeze smiling. Come on! Don't give up now! I'm right here! Freeze calls. Back in the alley, the others look to Bruce. Wayland stops smiling and asks Bruce if he wants to die. Because your dad, he didn't want to die. And it wasn't his death that made him a hero. It was his life. That's the hard part, man. Wayland says as he lights a match and turns back to the memorial of Matches Malone, their friend. You can't let it crush you. We're survivors, so Batman needs to be one too, Wayland says, and the others nod in agreement. They turn to Bruce again. Do you want to die? Wayland asks softly. Batman shakes his head. He pushes off the horde and turns away, running towards the hole in the wall. He leaps hard and fast, crushing through the concrete and falling away from the building. He plummets through the air, wind whipping past him as he lashes out with his cape tendrils, stabbing them into the building. They grip the concrete and slow him until he is hanging upside down. Batman hangs there, catching his breath. Finally, he puts a call to Wayland, trying to warn him about Freeze, about something in the snow, but his friend doesn't answer. That night, Wayland is returning to his gym, but someone jumps him from behind, knocking him out. The men in suits stand over him, reading the data on their tablets. He's the perfect specimen. Take him to Arc M, the leader says before they turn away. And that is where we leave issue 8 of Absolute Batman. Bruce has escaped Mr. Freeze, and Wayland has been captured and is going to be taken to Arc M. What's gonna happen next? You'll just have to wait and find out next time. But let me know your thoughts on today's video in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And be sure to hit that bell icon to get notifications when new videos go live. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.